Welcome back, everybody. Soul Exchange is here, long awaited. We got the leak of the heroes just a day or two ago, and here they are officially. In this video, I'm going to break down each one of these heroes, let you know what I think about them, what they do. I'm also going to do some rankings based on if you have 10, 15, or 20 souls to give, and also if you need purple, yellow, red, blue, green, and an overall ranking, which is going to be super difficult because let me tell you, this is a good soul exchange. It's not exactly the heroes that we voted for with M-Puzzled or whatever, but I'm really grateful that we got an input, any kind of input into this situation. And when you look at this, really there are very few duds, and there's not a row that's like, oh, I mean, if you only have 10 souls, I guess you could get this person, I guess, but that's really your only choice. Every row has some people that are going to be helpful for people's rosters. Each row has some people on there that are kind of a steal for the amount of souls they're asking. You are getting costumes. It's very clearly labeled for the people who have costumes available. It is a really great soul exchange. So without further ado, let's dig in. All right, from the 10 soul row, Odile from the Phantom of the Opera family. She dances the Black Swan thing. She's one of those dancing heroes. So if nothing else, that dance is going to protect you, or everybody but her, from people like Bernadette. This dance is going to wipe out some really nasty other status ailments, even some that are undispellable. So if you don't have a dance hero, this is very, very worth it, even at 10 souls. The problem is her stats are super low. 1023 without emblems and limit breaks, 1358 when all is said and done. Not even breaking into that kind of important 1400 number. But is her special worth her low stats? I think it is. Like I said, especially if you don't have a dance hero. And what does her dance actually do? Boosts health of all allies by 475. And then everybody else on the team deals 155% damage to a random enemy and boosts health for themselves with 25% of the total damage dealt at the end of each turn for 4 turns. Odile, an older card, but a pretty good hero. Marisonk, I had a conversation with somebody in my YouTube feed yesterday or the day before who's really got their heart set on Marisonk, and I gotta respect that. One of the Dunes heroes, I think one of the weaker Dunes heroes, honestly. What do you get? I mean, you get all these additional passives, which are great. An extra 75 or 70% damage to all enemies and sand damage. And you get 3 chances to make that happen. Plus, the first time she casts her special skill, it gives additional 50% power. And we also have all this Sun family bonus stuff. 50 or 75% accuracy to cast, 35% accuracy down, and 196 burn damage to over 2 turns on an enemy who deals special skill damage to this character. Now that's just the left side of the card. I'm not going to read the left side on everybody, but Dune's heroes have just tons going on in family and passives. Now the actual special skill Impossible Groove on the costume side gives it's just a small hit to all enemies. 180% damage to all is very small. Her stats are super current, 1599 when all is said and done, starting at 1219. The more mana the enemies have, the more damage they will receive, up to 300%. Plus, we reduce the mana of all enemies by 15%, and enemies get mana generation down. The original side of the card, if you wanted more mana stuff, you could go to that side where you get 20% mana reduction and 14% mana generation down, but it's a softer hit. The costume side, and you do get that, is a bigger hit. Hit-alls are important if you have the right synergy. And if you think about Monster Island, and if you don't have a lot of good hit-alls, especially just one in yellow, could be a good choice for you. Like I said, I think one of the weaker Dunes heroes, but not a horribly weak hero.
Abigail, on the other hand, I like Insanity heroes, and I just don't get Abigail. I think, unfortunately, this is the one dud in this soul exchange. So, we do get the increase in attack and health of this investigator family. We get this Mark of the Old Ones. Damage received is reduced by 5% per 10 insanity. I like that one better than the more damage given with more insanity. The special skill here gives damage to all, but the insanity only comes from the Zulu minion hit. 5 insanity on the target, which could be 25 a turn if you get everybody with a Zulu minion and everybody's hitting. But those minions are very weak and they're going to go away right away. So in the meantime, you have 55 insanity on yourself and you can't really predict what the insanity is going to do to the other team. The one reason you might choose Abigail is if you like Insanity heroes and you have another red Insanity hero you want to pair her with, and maybe, a soft skin hero that you can use as well. Because, if you can't control the hits with one, you can control the hits with the other. Maybe you have Demhalar or something like that, or even Omen. You're able to control at least one, and then when she hits with her minions, it's bonus. I'm talking too much about Abigail. Don't get her. All right. Thalassa, on the other hand, I think is the biggest gem in that first row. The other ones definitely have some kind of utility, but Thalassa, with the resistance to insanity and a nice health boost and status ailment immunity, really pretty good. Plus, on the second charge, you get increased boost of health. You get one more turn of ailment immunity, and you get this duration of status ailments reset for all enemies. And her stats at 1184, 1557 max are pretty good. So Thalassa, excellent pick in that first row. Amos can see some play, especially in rush attack. Lots of hard-hitting red heroes, slow heroes especially. Your Bernadette, your Sizzle-O-Matic, your... I'm going to forget some. Anyway, so he damages everybody and then reflects everything back to fire, from fire special skills, and blocks the other negative effects. So you can't dispel using Bernadette. Really useful for that reason, mostly. Kind of niche, but usable. So in that first row, I think Thalassa is really the one for overall. And the other three, Odile, Marisunk, and Amos, can find their niche uses. Let's go on to the row of 15. I really think these first two are pretty excellent and a steal for 15 souls. The Fox Swiftpaw, 1142 team power, maxing out at 1504. We get the Fox family bonus, so we get that minion that helps her dodge. We also get the passive where we decrease healing for all enemies. It's great. Swiftpaw hits 1 for an okay hit, and then silences that target for 3 turns. I love the silence. plus summons a Fox minion. Again, one of the only heroes to do that. They all start with a Fox minion, but then it's usually done. But Swiftpaw summons a Fox minion, so we get more chance to dodge for 3. Pretty nice. And that's the thing about Swiftpaw. Good pick for 15 souls. Silverpaw, I think, is an absolute steal for 15 souls. Steals all minions or a mega minion from the target. Not quite as important these days, but still nice. The biggest thing here is lasting greed. If you go against a team that does not have a cleanser, they're going to not be able to give themselves buffs. Only one person is going to get any positive effects on that team. Buffs, healing, it's awesome. And the curse damage is pretty good. Silverpaw, really excellent hero. Yocantha, the one garrison guard hero that they included here, and the one garrison guard that does not give herself a mega minion. Kind of disappointing. She is a very fast hitter, which is nice. Hits the target and 2 random enemies, bypasses defensive buffs, and reduces the duration of all status effect buffs on the hit enemy, so you can control that for the target and then whoever else is hit by 1 turn. That's okay. We also are immune to mana reductions. Removes Wither, not a bad passive at all. And then she does start the battle with a Recruit Guard Mega Minion, but she won't give herself a new one. Yocantha, I'm not quite as thrilled with. Poppet, stats are low. 1048, maxing out at 1388. However, if you have Insanity heroes and don't have a soft skin hero, especially if you have any blue Insanity heroes, you should just team them up with Poppet and fire him first, then fire the Insanity hero, and then they don't get Insanity themselves. Plus, they're getting defense down here, a nice big hit. There's that thing where they get extra damage during a War Equalizer. That comes in handy. Soft skin for 3, I believe. Yeah, nearby allies receive soft skin, and he gets soft skin for 4 hits. Poppet, still pretty good. One of the only fawns here, Peregrine, was the fawn I was least excited about, but here he is anyway. Nice big hit to target and nearby, and then they get that enhanced dodge. They're going to dodge 5 times with a 55% chance. And when that dodge ends, they get plus 70% attack instead. So, that's going to last through 5 dodges, which is kind of forever. So sometimes you don't even see the plus 70% attack, but you would during War Equalizer, because it wipes it away, and then boom, you start off the new Equalizer phase with big attack, which is pretty nice. Of course, we get the minion blind here, and we are immune to insanity. Fawns are also resistant to mana reductions, mana status ailments. That's huge, especially if you have a second to pair him with. Then it's just locked in. Let's go into the row of 20. Gouldren, this cute little purple slime guy. Fast, speed, hitting 3. Slime Fiend for the target and nearby, damaging with 50% attack every turn. Will absorb healing up to 40% of the target's max health. The important thing I think about Gouldren here is Slime Fiend steals one of its target's dispellable buffs or growth effect and give it to a random character on the opposite team. So, if you are struggling against some of the really tough Mahayota family heroes, this character is going to take that growth right away and give it to your team instead. Makes him a very usable hero in the current meta, plus Fiend Resist as an ether talent. So, that is useful against veggies, at least for the first 6 turns. Wealthy Yao, I think, is a very good healer. One of the two Beowulf family heroes, and one of the two heroes that just came out of nowhere. They weren't even on our list to vote on. I think she's a very good healer at fast speed. It's a good boost. It's not a right away boost, unfortunately. So if you're doing okay, you have 50% health or more, you're not going to really see much, and then it's going to be take 3 turns of like 450 HP each turn, which doesn't seem like that much. If you are really low on health, that health recovery to 50% is nice. She's more of an aggressive healer or like an attacking healer, because she gives buffs to your team, including special skill damage, mana generation. So that's really good. They get mana when they receive a positive stack, 10% health when a status ailment expires, and cannot have their buffs blocked. This is not one of the Beowulf family heroes, however, that is resistant to mana effects. That's important to know. Wealthy Owl, pretty good healer. Domi Ventus, one of the big top choices, I think, because of the stats are just so high. 1245 without emblems, limit breaks. When all is said and done, 1631. That's huge. Changing tide speed. So we're at fast speed and then average speed. Not fast and slow, but fast and average, back and forth. Pretty good hit, then corrosive burn, plus defense down. The second hit is even larger with more burn and more defense down. We resist insanity. He's not the most thrilling hero to work with, I don't think. He doesn't do all super cool, fancy stuff. I mean, it's just a hit and burn damage. There you go. But as far as hitters go, usually hitters don't last in Soul Exchange because they're too old by the time they're in Soul Exchange to make much of a difference. But he is a good, just plain old hitter that will still stand up in meta teams, at least on your attacking team. I don't really think anybody on the Soul Exchange list is great if you are in the upper tiers for your defense. If I haven't said that before, I'll say it now. But these heroes, many of them still very good for an attacking team, including Hrothgar, the original Beowulf hero. So we get that family bonus of chance to cleanse random cleansable status ailments from all allies. That is huge. We have perfect accuracy. We have all this other stuff. And the special skill is damage to all, reduces the mana of all by 20%, plus gives enemies mana generation down. So careful who you attack with Hrothgar, because if they have that empowered resist to mana stuff, you're actually helping them. But if they don't, then that mana cut and mana generation down can be really good. Plus, you're giving buffs to a random ally, attack up, defense up. Pretty excellent hero. He's one of my top picks for me personally. And finally, we have Megwin, the only astral dwarf in the list. So those astral dwarves have a chance to dispel a random dispellable status effect buff from all enemies. That's huge, especially if you have 2 on the same team, and then that chance is 50%. Huge. And then also chance to resist mana reductions and mana status ailments. It's an empowered resist because it'll actually give you mana. And with 2 astral dwarves, that's a 100% chance. It's going to happen every time. Those things very important to know about. And then her actual heal, 50% health for all allies. And unlike Wealthy Owl, who recovers to 50%, you just get 50%, and that's a huge recovery. Plus 800 boosted health over 4 turns. Plus allies reduce all received damage by 40%. So I think Wealthy Owl is helping you attack. I think Megwin is helping you defend. And that's not saying necessarily that Megwin is a hero for your war defense. But she is really more protecting your team, your offensive war team, while other people can go in and do some damage. That is the list of everybody. Now, who do I recommend the most in each color and in each row? So if you have a hole in your purple roster, you just need a purple hero. I'm going to tell you, I think it's a tie between Gouldren and Swiftpaw. If you had told me that Gouldren was 15 and Swiftpaw was 20, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. So you just need to define for yourself if this stealing buffs and growth is worth it, or if this dodging minion and silence is worth it. And let me tell you, both of those effects, okay, so now Mahayota family is kind of at the top of the game right now. I get it. And they won't always be at the top of the game. So we might not have so many heroes running around with growth. But buffs in general, yes. So stealing buffs, always important. Silencing and dodging and denying healing, these are always important. These are special skills that will last. So for sure. If you need yellow, I'm tossed up as well here. If they had told me that Silverpaw was 20, I would have been like, sure, go ahead. I think he's a steal at 15. So it's really, if you're like, I need a yellow hero, you just have to decide if you want a healer or a hitter. The Everlasting Greed is really cool. The curse damage is nice. She's a pretty good healer. I would not fault anybody for taking Wealthy out for 20 souls. Okay, if you're like, I need a red hero, I think the clear choice here is Domi-Ventus. One of the rare soul exchange heroes who's really mostly just like a hitter, right? Hits, burn, and the burn also does defense down. That can really stand up because those stats are very current. So he's going to last for a little while. Iocantha is a distant second for me. If you are facing a whole lot of Imagus tanks and or have a lot of Cereses on the defenses that you are facing, and you're dealing with a whole lot of Wither, and you don't have other Garrison Guard heroes, okay, maybe she'd be an okay choice. But her by herself and her hit and reducing the duration of buffs, not so great. Domi-Ventus, great. If you need a blue, I'm putting Hrothgar on the top. Damage all, always useful. Reducing mana of all, always useful if you are careful about your team that you are facing. You don't try to reduce mana on somebody who has an empowered resist to that. And then these buffs for the rest of the team, always great. Yeah, he's just good. I would put Thalassa second. I think Thalassa is a good all-around healer. Poppet is pretty niche. The defense down is okay. It's only 30% defense down. I really think the reason to use Poppet is the soft skin. So if you have Insanity heroes but don't have a soft skin hero, there's a good one for you. But I would say the order is 1, Hrothgar, 2, Thalassa, and Poppet's number 3. Ooh, this is tough in green. I think same as yellow. It's a little bit, do you want a healer or a hitter? Peregrine's a hitter, but his stats are a little bit low. Not too low. 1498 is respectable. 1527 is not that much higher. Yeah, I can't choose between them. It's a tie. Megwin, Peregrine, do you want a healer or do you want a hitter? That's all. Amos is not bad. He's just very niche. I think he's a rush attack hero. or you need a way to speed him up, or you just need to be super, super patient. And you might, in the meantime, get hit by those red specials once before you get him up and running. Okay, let's look at this another way. If you have 10 souls, because some people, you only pull so much, and I don't have that many 5 stars that I don't want. If you have 10 and that's it, the clear choice to me is Thalassa. Thalassa is an all-around hero that you can use all the time. Good healer. The ailment immunity is nice. On the second charge, the duration of status ailments resetting is nice. Resistance to insanity is really good. The rest of the row is okay. Odile and Amos are situational. Marisonk, I think, is a little weaker, but okay. And then Abigail is my real no, I don't think so. If you have 15 souls and want to just get the best hero, I think it's Silverpaw. Silverpaw with this lasting greed is pretty great. Again, for most people, middle to upper levels, very few of these soul exchange heroes are going to make it on your war defense. He'd be problematic on a war defense because you don't bring buffs, right? Or you don't bring minions or a mega minion, and he never gets that. But on an attacking team, bringing him in when they don't have a cleanser and the rest of the team can't heal or can't get any buffs, it's pretty awesome. 20 heroes. And this is kind of where I am. Dome Ventus is good. He's got the highest stats. So if you're really a stat person, I get it. Hrothgar does not have the highest stats. I think Hrothgar's special skill is going to last longer. This is just a hit. This is a hit, but it hits all. You can use it at Monster Island. You can use it other places. Plus the mana cut, mana generation down, and all these buffs are helping out your team. So even when his hit by himself is not that good anymore, he's still helping out the rest of the team. I'm putting Hrothgar first on this list. And for me, well, that's what I have to try to decide. I don't know that I'm going to decide in this video. I am stuck right now between Hrothgar and Gul'dan. So if you are stuck between a couple, what do? You keep going back, you ask other people, all that kind of stuff. I'm definitely not, I have Dome Ventus, and I don't need any more reds, so there's that. I don't need any more green healers at the moment. I would love another Astral Dwarf, because I have one Astral Dwarf, but it also is a healer. So I would love to totally capitalize on this family bonus. If it were especially a blue hitter that was offered to complement Orker in a heartbeat, I would get that one and then team them up, and it would be awesome. Megwin, though, I don't know. Even if it were a green hitter, any other hitter of the Astral Dwarf variety might be my choice. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm just weak in blues. My blues have gotten a little bit better. Yellow, I have a couple heroes kind of waiting in the wings on. And that's another thing. Let's actually just go through the roster, right? I don't need all of this. Oh my gosh. The roster. We'll prioritize teams off and just go to element. Okay. Sometimes you just need to think about like who you have that you're still working on. And in blue, I'm not working on anybody except for this Troop Mimic. I did pull him one pull and I got him. Amazing. So I just stopped right away. Like, well, that was enough. Yeah. Who else? I mean, I have a lot of mediocre blues that I could work on. But quite frankly, in all of these heroes of the month, right? Mr. Pengi, maybe. Nobody that I was thrilled with. But Hrothgar would be my immediate level up.
Same as in purple. I don't really have anybody that I'm really leveling up right now. Red, I have a couple that I want to level up. Yellow, I've got at least one that I'm leveling up. I'm still working on, where is he? I pulled Sharif, and I still want to level up Sharif. Another thing you can think about is, okay, who do you have room to like level up immediately? Take advantage of it right away. And then, how far can you level them up? What kind of materials do you have, right? If you look at my Ascension materials, I got plenty of tomes and plenty of Damascus blades. Very low on rings. Tons of darts and tons of scopes. Lots of tonics, because I have an Ascension Mimic that's green. Not that many tabards. I could definitely do one, and probably will get another tabard in by the time I do one. So if I do blue or purple there, it'll be kind of okay. Obviously, I have way more blues than I know what to do with. Then you can look at limit break stuff, because how many ethers do you have? Well, I have 9 dark ethers. And that means like I could fully double limit break one purple hero and then be kind of done for a minute. But if I do ice, I've got plenty. So all signs are really pointing to me towards Hrothgar. But I'm going to sit on this. We still have 2 days, everybody. So I'm going to encourage you to sit on your decision a little bit as well. Ask your alliance, ask other content creators. Feel free to put a comment down below if there are still a couple heroes that you're trying to choose between. I'm happy to just weigh in on my very biased opinion. And good luck with your decision making. If you can help me make my decision between Gul'dan and Hrothgar, I think will just be all around very good. Gul'dan, I don't have anybody right now that's eating up growth. That could be a lot of fun. So those are the thoughts. That's the video. Thank you everybody for checking it out, and we'll see you next time.